Hey guys, this is James.
And this is Denny from TeaDB, bringing you guys episode 167.
Exactly.
What do we got, my man?
Today we have a sample courtesy of Peter. So thank you, Peter. The Yangqing Hao Shenpin Chawang. So Yangqing Hao, we've brought a couple of their teas on in the past. They do premium raw pu'erh. This one is from 2006. It's an interesting tea. It's very dynamic in a couple different ways, so I've been very curious to solicit Denny's opinion on this. Important.
Important. We need to have the monkey
You're
facing
the monkey.
camera.
Yep. Don't be camera shy, monkey.
So James opened this up and was like, smell this. Like a gangster. And I was like, yeah. No, I said, that smells like a medicine cabinet, is what I said, actually.
That is what he said.
So this has a really strong smell just out of the packaging. And it's looking old in terms of the core.
Yep. So I had the opportunity to visit these people that made this tea in Tainan when I was in Taiwan. So from 2006, I got to see how they stored it, and I will say that on the day I went, it was 95 degrees and 80% relative humidity, which we never see in Seattle. So the tea has been aged somewhat.
Yeah. So for you total noobs out there, that will accelerate the aging process somewhat significantly.
Yep.
Because that's a climate that the bacteria and little happy friends inside of the tea would more likely flourish in. So that would be why.
And did you get similar medicine cabinet aromas off the smell right there?
Not as much, actually. It had a little bit more just aged, that sort of aged raw flavor, and then maybe like some, really hay-y.
Sweet, though.
I didn't actually get the sweetness so much.
Interesting.
We'll have to taste it and see. And James mentioned dynamic. One of my favorite types or favorite parts about tea is the dynamic nature of tea. So I'm hoping that that this will change significantly and the experiences differ dramatically.
Yep. Cheers, guys. Super soft texture.
Yeah, it does have a very medicinal Chinese herb shop kind of flavor going on. Maybe a little bit fungal, maybe a little bit menthol-y, but not, and then, wow, really strong tartness. Not tartness, but like sourness at the end, I'm getting.
Interesting. Yeah, I definitely get those herbal medicine shop vibes, as well as the menthol, and I also get some sort of like sweet fruits. I'm not sure if they're stone fruits or if they're tropical fruits, but I get some sort of like very strong sweet flavor. I get a little bit of activity at the top of my throat. Yeah, take a whiff of that. Smell that too.
You're not gonna like what I say. What I'm gonna say.
What, pencil shavings?
No. Straight up, like some compost. Not even gonna lie. Like some freshly mulched compost. Reminds me of like when I was a slave for my parents back in the good old days of being a little kid. We'd buy some mulch, throw it out in the yard, and they'd tell us, go play. AKA do work. It has that. Now, the reason I say that is because it's got a deep earthiness, that's sort of that intersection of branch kind of stuff with fungus. So mulch and compost is not the actual smell of it.
Or in kinder terms, wood and fungal.
Precisely. I'm getting a lot more on the lid than I am inside of the cup, interestingly enough.
Yeah,
but
more of the higher notes off of the lid rather than those dark.
Those high fungal notes.
Cheers.
Cheers. Much sweeter. Wow. much sweeter. Agreed. It is really soft, texturally, zero bitterness. I'm having a hard time placing the fruits that you're getting, James, and I do get
super smooth.
That little sort of cherry tomato acidity at the end of it. So,
how about in your throat? Are you noticing anything?
I definitely noticed it on the roof of my mouth. That's about it texturally.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't get too much.
This fourth one, I'm gonna push it a little bit, just a little bit.
So this is 10 years old,
Correct.
But we talk about like biological age sometimes in science stuff. Like this would be biologically older than something that was stored in Seattle.
Definitely for 10 years. Yeah, the color would be darker for this. A little bit. It would be maybe a little bit smoother because of the humidity.
Yeah.
Taste would be a little bit higher, more floral maybe for Seattle.
I'm really appreciating this tea a lot. Actually, it is dynamic. It's changing a lot. The cup smell is very different than the taste in the cup. I'm sorry, the Gaiwan vessel smell. That's not a Gaiwan. What is that called technically?
Shibo. A Shibo Ridashi, I think, would be the correct term.
Google it.
Yep, Japanese vessel.
Salute. Feeling really good energy off of this. This is nice. It's, I don't want to say pineapple sweetness, but it does have that tropical fruit thing going on somewhere. I don't know how to place it very well. Which is weird because I just described it as like the smell of it having this kind of like mulch smell. It does not appear at all in the flavor of the.
So it smells a little bit more dank than it tastes, is what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to someone who I know who would have laughed really hard at that, probably.
Who's that?
My friend Miriam.
Okay.
Yeah, she probably would have freaked out about that line. I refuse to make the accompanying face that goes with that, so we'll leave it at that.
I just made a face.
Google
I don't
away.
think it was the proper. Okay.
Yeah, it's got such a mushroomy. I want to know what that sweetness is. It's perplexing.
Yeah. And I'm also getting good energy off it. I'm getting feelings in the throat as well. It's sort of like aftertaste, very active.
These are the kind of teas that are fun to drink because they're like, what is that little something that I'm tasting? Which is nice. It's, last episode we had a tea on that I really enjoyed drinking. But it's straightforward in a good way, in a predictable and enjoyable way. This is the kind of tea that I think I could drink 3 different nights or days and have 3 different impressions.
Yep.
Not it's not going to taste like a green tea tomorrow, but you'll notice different things.
Yep. And a bit more about this tea too is it is a blend. I think there are 3 different components supposedly to it. So that may explain some of like the dynamic nature that we're getting off of it.
Yeah.
And some like the very complex. I mean, it is very complex, which isn't always a good thing, but in this case, it's a very engaging tea.
And you can tell by the color of the leaves that it does look like a blend, or insofar as that there are browner and greener parts and darker and lighter parts. And that could be a sign of a poor job or a sign of a blend. So, and in this case, it's a blend. Yummy. Ooh, it's warm. Man, I am feeling tea. Ha ha!
There you go.
Woo!
With that tea energy.
Wow, yeah. So, and what a little bit more about this region that this tea comes from, James.
So it would be the Greater Iwu region. A region that has a lot of historical significance and does tend to generate a high price tag. Pound cake is also from the Greater Iwu region. Yeah, noticing some of that aftertaste.
Yeah, I am. I really am. I'm sitting here, sort of experiencing the texture and residual flavors of the tea, and it's nice. I think this is the kind of tea that you could drink, take a break, drink, take a break. But I think it does well with hot water.
Definitely. I really think you need to push this tea a little bit to bring out. And the humidity has helped to really smooth it out, so you're not going to be smacked in the face with something super harsh.
A little bit of smokiness now.
I could get that, yeah. It's a little bit stronger. I brewed this. This is the reheated water.
How many steepings are you going to get out of this?
Maybe 20.
Yeah.
So quite a few.
Yeah.
But we will not film all 20.
No. All right. We're going to call it there because I'm going to explode. So, James, if folks want to learn more about tea and purchasing this tea specifically.
Yeah, you can go check out yangqinghao.com. Emmett is doing group orders there for this. I think this sells for something like $360 for a 500-gram cake. So it's a big cake, expensive price tag. It's a fun tea. It's an interesting tea. Yeah, that's where you can find out more about that. If you are interested, come check us out at TeaDB.org. Hit that YouTube like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that Twitter follow button. Hit that Instagram like button. Hit that Facebook like button. Do all those things.
Hearts. There's thumbs up. There's money. Don't need a kidney. Just do it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
And thank you to Peter, last of all, for sending us this tea.
Indeed.
It was a very fun tea to drink and share. So cheers, guys.
We'll see you guys next time. Cheers.